everyone, and welcome to TWF Rampage or Ramfru. I am Jim Ross, here with Tony Schiavone and with Montel Vertadius Porter. And today on Rampage or Ramfru, we're going to see a new wrestler, a new fighter, a new overstar who has come to the TWF now. Come to the Toy Wrestling Gathering, I should say now. That's right, Tony Schiavone said it's another Disney Marvel self. You know, a lot of the dolls that we been getting for some time tend to be Disney or Disney Marvel selves. This one we're not so sure about. We don't know about. Well, I wonder what kind of wrestler fighter she's going to be, Tony Schiavone says. I tell you what, Montel Vertadius Porter says, I tell you what, Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone, it don't need if she's a wrestler, fighter, overstar, whatever you want to call her. You know, a sports gleesman or a sports gleeswoman. I just hope she can do good in the ring. You know? And here she comes now. My name is Sari. And yes, I am a Disney Marvel self. I come from Disney Marvel's the internals, which is a French borrowed word. The English word would be the forevers, which also should be undying. Since immortal's a French borrowed word, internal's a French borrowed word, the English word would be forevers, undying. Now, I just wonder who I'm going to end up fighting here today on Rampage or Ramfru. And I wonder who that's going to be. And I know there's a big thing about who wants to have that match with me. You know, I wonder if someone's going to man up or woman up and have that first match with me. I'd wonder who that's going to be. Oh. All right, Sami Zayn says, I'll man up. I'll be the first one to welcome you to the Toy Wrestling Gathering. And if you want, I'll be the first one to have that match with you, since no one else out there is going to do so. Well, yeah, Sami Zayn, I truly think it would be great that you manned up to welcome me to the Toy Wrestling Gathering. I mean, yes, you are a former WWE NXT heavyweight fighter, a 3-time WWE Interlando fighter, and a 1-time WWE Raw tag team fighter, 1-time WWE SmackDown tag team fighter. So yeah, I do think that would be great. Yeah, well, let's just say that Kevin Owens and Velasquez and myself we did that, that sheet blade stone thing to see who was going to win, and it shifted out that I became the stone, because as you know, stone can break the blade, and as you know that the stone can break the blade, and it can also and the film too. So you did that just to see who won, just to see who was going to get to wrestle me, who was going to get to fight me here today. Yeah, I did. I know that might come off as being childish, and I know a lot of folks out there might scathe the TWF for coming out with something like that. You say you're like this. Well, anyway, let's go and have our match, if you want. Alright, Sami Zayn, we'll have our match. Here comes the Fight Lord in the ring. Well, I just want to know one thing, Montel Vertadius Porter said. You're telling me he played Stone Blade film. He really played that. Is that what he played? Well, I guess so. I guess that is what he played. Well, it looks like a good hit, and then she just picked up Sami Zayn and body slammed him. Well, I guess that's what they did play, Jim Ross says. Why would Sami Zayn lie about that? I just can't believe those three played that childish game to see who was going to be wrestling and fighting here today. Montel Arcadius Porter said, well, Jim Ross says, I don't really care what game Kevin Owens or Velasquez or Sami Zayn played. Whoever's wrestling here today or fighting here today, that's good to know. So, another body slam. Tony Schiavone, do you know anything about Sari? No, I don't know that much about her. All I know is that she's from the Disney Marvel world, and that God and Jesus gave her skills and craft that she's been working to help mankind and womankind for over the years. I didn't see the films. I didn't read a funny book or watch the drawing films back in the day, so I don't know. Well, I can tell you one thing. Tony Schiavone says, well, she seems to be doing very, very well. You know. Well, she doesn't wrestle very well. Montel Arcadius Porter said, no need why she got bought for ollies. She doesn't wrestle worth shit. Montel Arcadius Porter says, and that gives us a year gated, oh well. Oh! And Sami Zayn's been knocked outside. Well, yeah, if we get ourselves year gated, oh well, Jim Ross said. I mean, you gotta be 8 between years of age or older. 8 between years older or older to watch it then, for that one thing. Well, she coming back right now. 1, 2, oh! And Sami Zayn picked her up and body slammed her. Jim Ross says, we gotta watch out for Sami Zayn's Grahuva kick, or whatever the English word for this is. Oh, he got her down. Jim Ross says. Now, Tony Schiavone said, will Sami Zayn get the 1-2-3 here today? Oh, it's going to take more than just someone putting a boot in someone's lair to beat them or not. We'll see about that. Let's see. 1, 2, and oh, only a kick out. And oh! She just knocked him down. Uh-oh, she got him in the mighty slam. This match is over, Jim Ross says. Yeah, it is, Tony Schiavone said. Yeah, I guess it was a good match, and now it's going to come to an end, Montel Arcadius Porter says. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner, Sari, if I'm saying her name right. Well, Sari just beat Sami Zayn here today on Rampage, or Ramfru. And I sorry to all you Disney Marvel folks out there who know who her true name is, who watched the film. But anyway, it is what it is. She beat Sami Zayn here today on Rampage, or Ramfru. And she had a good match. And I hope she didn't hear you scathe her by saying she wrestles like shit, Jim Ross says. Yeah, Tony Schiavone said, if you're going to scathe someone, at least scathe them layer to layer. Don't scathe them behind their back. Well, Montel Arcadius Porter says, yeah, like I can scathe her layer to layer. She's in the wrestling ring. I'm in the play-by-play board. And it is what it is. Hey, Montel Arcadius Porter, don't think I didn't hear you scathe me and say that I wrestle like shit, that I fight like shit. Hey, I seen you wrestle back in the day in your first run in TNAW, your first run in WWE, your run in NJPW, your 2th run in TNAW, and now your 2th run in WWE. You didn't really think be small at. Well, anyway, I just want to say that I had a great match with Sami Zayn here today. And Montel Arcadius Porter wants to scathe me when we all know how he wrestled and all those wrestling business that he was in. So anyway, it is what it is. I had a good match with Sami Zayn. Need not be the greatest wrestler, or greatest fighter, or greatest overstar, in some folks' thoughts or belief, but I think I'm good enough. Well, anyway, now we're going to take it away to Michael Cole now, who is now going to be talking with Sari now, or Sari, wherever you say her name. Alright, Sari. First off, we saw you have your first match here today on Rampage or Ramfru. You beat Sami Zayn, and you kind of got scathed by Montel Vertadius Porter. Yeah, I got scathed by him, but let's be earnest about it. I didn't see him wrestling, and back when he wrestled, all those wrestling business he wrestled, he wasn't that outstanding, so he's got no right to scathe me for my work. I had a good match with Sami Zayn, and I hope I'll have other great matches and great fights with other wrestlers or fighters or overstars, whatever you want to call them, or sports glee men or sports glee women. Anyway, I hope I have done enough for folks to want to keep me around. You know, your first match you ever have, it either makes you or breaks you. It sets the tone for every other match and fight you're going to have. And Sami Zayn, even though he may have lost, he taught me a lot. And if he wants to have another match with me, another fight with me, he knows I'm open-minded to that. Well, that was Siri. I guess if I'm saying her name right or not. Back to you, Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone. Well, thank you, Michael Cole, for talking with Siri, or however you say her name here today, on Rampage or Ramfru. Fuck. Uh-huh. And that's all the time we got here for Rampage or being crooked. It's all the time we got here for Rampage or Ramfru. I am Jim Ross for Tony Schiavone and Montel Vertadius Porter. We hope you like Rampage or Ramfru, and we'll see you tomorrow for Power or Might.